Hello and welcome to some Everquest test server patch notes for 8/12/2025. So August. These got released yesterday. So let's take a look here. Highlights: change the type 3 augmentations that focus spell effects to use type 21 solvent instead of requiring the perfected solvent to remove. Now, this is a great change. We talked about this change back in when I did the wish list video, and I've been complaining about this for years, but so a lot of other people. So definitely it's a nice change. I wish they would just remove the total solvent thing in the first place. It is so antiquated at this point in time. Items: the Sky Shrine Crystal and the Dragon Brazier are now flagged as heirloom. These are the right-click teleport items you can place in a guild hall and or in your I think one is the clicky you can put in your teleport items, so that's kind of nice. Since they are can possibly be a limited quantity if you buy it after the fact, right? Updated names on several outer brood charms and necklaces and the related trade skill containers so that the variant with the Defender's prefix always has the highest AC. Very nice. Change the type 3 augmentations that focus the specific spells to use type 21 solvent instead of requiring perfect. We already talked about that one. Increase the size of the Overseer currency to 100,000. This is so nice. Like this is low key. Like this is, to me, this is better than the type 1 solvent thing, right? Because I run a lot of characters and a lot of boxes and stuff like that over the years, and you can only move currency in stacks of 1,000. So I have characters that I played a long time ago that have 500,000 Overseer currency, and you know how long that would take to move at 1,000 per, but at 100,000 per. That's a short operation, so that's kind of nice to move all those over to my other characters. I like that change a lot. Trade skills. I actually wish they would do that with all the currencies and everything that can stack to 100,000. Why not? Why am I limited to 100 or to 1,000 fish scales? My bank literally has 999,999,999,000 of every single fish scale you can get, and it's actually a problem. So can we increase the caps on the stack sizes to let's say 1 million, maybe 2 million? That'd be nice. Trade skills. Fixed text issue with the Observer's Forge Bound Poison Book. Does not change any recipes. Quests and events. Stone Cold Summer. Lanzitis can be found in Caseora, furthering investigation into the source of disturbances for players 100 plus. Stone Cold Summer in Innis Zydas can be found in the Field of Bone, investigating an unusual piles of bones arising from the surface on servers that have launched the Buried Sea. Added some quest achievements. Quest achieved Dragons of North spells to Kitcha and Sassly Varus in Lava Storm. You must have completed the appropriate content to see the spell. The spell is available all personas of the same character. So this is fixing some issues with the Dragons of North progression where personas are having issues with faction and stuff like that. So this is nice to see. Updated several skill achievements to use the correct skill names and include their achievement data for all skills. Nice. Interesting. The overcharged orbs in the Silence of the Canyons raid will now reset their timers if they are forced to find a new target. Very good. Spells. Rogue increase the damage dealt and the hate modifier on Bleed and Jugular Slash line of abilities. That should be a nice little increase to Rogue. Hand of the Holy Wrath 8 and Arms of the Holy Wrath 8 now trigger their rank 8 recourse instead of rank 7. So that's a buff to healing procs. I think that's the healing procs. I could be wrong. It's a priest. It's a priest proc, so I'm not 100% sure. Let's see. Your necromancer. Improve the scaling of rune and healing values in the cascading death shield line. Renamed sub-spells to be more consistent with other uses. Aza, Beza, and Keza. Alright. Interesting. I don't even remember what spell that is. AA hard, the hard cap for unspent AA points will now be enforced for all personas instead of just the one being logged into. Interesting change there. Mercenaries reward previews that describe how much mercenary AA experience you should get will be more accurate. Rebalance stats of the level 121 to 125 mercenaries. Spells are unchanged. You know, while you're changing mercenaries, this is a request I got. Have them cast heal spells more often and more reliably. Like if you get Restless Ice, they cure it at 115 and 120, but they not cure it at any of the levels in between for me anyway. You know, something to look at while you're making mercenaries stronger and making it easier to to do things. Please fix. Progression servers have fixed an issue where trophy level requirements were not being reduced on Venigi. Fixed an issue where some raids from Terror of Luckland and on would not offer the 100 point reward when appropriate. Resource Hunter, several zones with NPC levels below 40 are no longer eligible for AA experience bonuses, while several zones with NPC levels 40 or higher are now eligible for AA bonuses. This is Fangbreaker, whatever it is. I have no idea what that actually means or does. I haven't looked at that at all. Very specific to that TLP. Using hide models all command now applies to familiars. The hide models command now apply to NPCs that enter the zone after you. Interesting. NPCs that enter the zone after you. What? Besides pets and familiars and mercs, I'm not 100% sure which one that is. Fix several zone crashes related to items as well as other sources of zone crashes that have occurred recently. I guess that could mean respawn too. So fixing some crashes. I have not experienced any crashes in a long time, so I'm glad. Playing on that other server, I was getting so many crashes. I wanted to not play the game at all. Opening the keyrings window will no longer cause special familiars such as the Summon Banker to be dismissed. The /cast command can now be used with the name of the spell you currently have memorized. Partial names are accepted. That is kind of cool. Not that I really want to type /cast partial name spell, but it makes macros a little bit better when you're like, you know, you want it to cast a specific spell. Like, and maybe you don't have the right spell set up, so you don't want it to cast something that's in the wrong spot. Like this is, I'm thinking this is actually kind of cooler than, you know, I'm thinking right now, because then you can have like a button that casts a spell that might not be there, and theoretically you wouldn't have to worry about it. And then when you switch spell sets, it would be there, and then you could cast it. So there's some interesting things you could do there. We'll have to try that out. You can now change personas at the inn in Lorien Inn. This is a specifically designed safe area that does not allow player combat. You will be notified of such areas when you exit or enter an area. The Dark Ray Norath's Keepers, Hunters of Shards Landing factions are now shared across personas. UI. Camping out to the character select screen while using a full screen game window should no longer fail, and the display alert option about not supporting DirectX 11 added the ability to save chat content when swapping personas. Chat tabs are saved by name, and when swapping the persona, new chat windows will be created if there's no matching tab. Interesting. Interesting. Added a checkbox to the options window chat tab to enable and disable saving of window content when swapping personas. There we go. The extended target window now saves and loads settings consistently. And they changed the EQ UI option window and reverted a change that caused spell gems to crash. There we go. So that's there's some nice tidbits in this patch. The augment change is good. The stack on those is good. The higher AC items is good. Rogue buffs possibly are great. Mercenary changes, like hopefully this, like when it says rebalanced, like typically I just assume they nerf the crap out of these mercenaries, but having used a 120 to 125 mercenary before, the only way they could get better is to be better. Like, I mean, relatively speaking, they pretty weak. Hopefully that's adjusted, and then when the new mercenaries come out in 126 to 130, right? Hopefully those ones are up to the snuff for moving forward. But there we go. That's the patch notes for August, for the test server for August 2025. I'm assuming next week this is going to go live exactly like this, unless they just decide, you know, like, hey, you know what? Let's get rid of these solvents altogether because they're not really a plat sync at all. They're totally not a sync at all. It's at the high end game, they're more of an inconvenience than anything. The low end game, I mean, you can spend your loyalty tokens and get enough of these that you don't even have to think about it anymore. So it's just really not worth it. But there you go. That is the patch notes. Thank you very much for watching, and please have a fantastic day.